Anyway, y'all know my name is Bill. I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means is I used to be in the bushes smoking dope, running from the police and all that stuff for 50 years. And 50 years of that, I finally got tired, got a nudge from a judge, and I ended up walking in to the recovery place and the union mission and all those community-oriented support systems. Because it wasn't about billing, it was about killing. It was killing me, and I was trying to kill anything I could smoke. I'd kill you and smoke you. You understand what I'm saying? I was smoking stuff that wasn't even real. You know the story. And so what happened was I came in and got embraced by, well, maybe not embraced. I came in and found a system that had some information about how to change. And believe it or not, it's here. And they may not be speaking to you in your native language yet. You might have to adjust. But if we keep coming back, if we keep reinforcing communication, if we keep reinforcing recovery dialogue, it'll get better, trust me. Anyway, so we want to give some awards out. The first award we're giving, that's what this is, the Champions of Recovery Awards Symposium. Oops, I think I hit the wrong button. We want to give an award to Judge Penny Friesman. She wasn't able to be here today. And I've been knowing her for a long time. And I sat down with her quite a few times. Well, I wasn't sitting down, I was standing up, she was sitting down. But a couple weeks ago, I had an opportunity to sit down with her and to be at the table while we're trying to plan some new recovery interventions. And one of the reasons why they had me at that table is because we're partnering with some people that everybody else said won't or don't or can't recover. But they're coming into our recovery-oriented system and they're getting better. And the evidence is irrefutable. So we would like to give her an award. If I can just get the awards over here. Yep. She's not able to be here today, but what we're going to do, we can trust him today. We're going to get crazy to give it to him. Okay? Y'all may not understand what I meant, but you will later. The second award we'd like to give away is to the Chatham County Commissioners. They're not here today because they're having a big meeting with our Gateway leadership. That's advantageous because at least all them jokers are sitting at a table. But we want to give them because guess what? They got some bread, man. Now, I don't know about you, man. I don't know what kind of sandwiches you eat. But you eat sandwiches without bread, it ain't really a sandwich. You feel me? That's right. So maybe get some green bread. Oh, anyway, that's another story. Believe me, it's working. So the award that we had for them, our CEO is presenting it to them simultaneously with this meeting taking place. But check this out, man, because in the future, the recovery community will all be working together. That's the secret. No for us without us. So, I'm sure that there are a few people in this room that have had some interactions with law enforcement. Oh, that's the Saints. I'm sorry, we're the wrong conference. Right? I'm going to be honest with you. Recovery and communication and people like this gentleman that we're getting ready to meet changed my mind. Because this is sensitive times. And when sensitive times come, when drama comes, everybody wants to point the finger at somebody else. Amen. I know that the only reason I'm standing here is through the grace of God. Amen. You understand? For me, every time I used to see a police, I had to go in my pocket trying to get the pipe out, trying to hide behind the thing. And I'm still standing on the corner, blah, 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 blah. Where the only thing was the dope. It's at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when they asked me, what you doing here? I said, why are you asking me? They changed my mind. As a result of interaction with the CIT, I've had opportunity to go all across the country. I mean, from coast to coast. We was in Las Vegas, we was in Monterey, we was in Connecticut, we was in Chicago, we was in Washington, coast to coast. Representing that change is possible. Representing that things are getting better, that things are changing. And so, out of appreciation for all of those efforts, and I know there's a school of thoughts that all police are this, but what about the dude that got the cat out the tree? Okay. That don't even count. See, because guess what? Just like you, there's somebody out there that wants to only remember you for every bad thing you did. Right. Guess what? And I ain't no preacher, but do unto us, you know the rest. Yeah. It don't change if we don't. So without any further ado, I would like to present Detective Roberta. Are you the captain yet? I know you keep moving, see? So I would like to present you with this award of appreciation from the Champions of Recovery, the NAMI the Recovery Council. And we mean it. We mean it.
Pleasure and a privilege to be standing here before you and accept this award on behalf of the police department and the CIT program. I was asked to take part and facilitate the coordination for the training for the police department over the last several years, and it has actually become one of the proudest times of my career. One of the most meaningful interactions I've ever had to change the culture of the police department, to help change the culture of how we interact with the community, and to help teach our officers the types of things that the people in our community need, the types of services that they're looking for, and to help them understand that any one of us at any time, you guys or even us as law enforcement, could be in crisis and may need some assistance and some help and some guidance. And that doesn't necessarily make you a criminal or make it some situation in which you need to be locked up on. But we do the best we can to try to provide resources and to try to reach out to all the other folks who are partners in this particular program, because it's the collaboration and that coordination with all the resources through NAMI Georgia that's allowed the law enforcement locally here to be able to have other options and other opportunities to refer folks for services and for treatment other than incarceration in jail.
Yeah. See, man, I know, man, for some of y'all, this ain't that big a deal, man. For me, that's monumental, man. It's the damn police, man. You understand what I'm saying? Man, I respect that man. Check this out, man. It's easy not to like somebody you don't know. So there's a lot of people say a lot of slimy, grimy stuff about you and they don't know you. With this recovery thing, maybe you'll get to know you. But I don't know, I was talking to another gentleman out there, and somebody was talking to me about me. Hell, I just met me. There's some parts of me that we ain't getting along too good. But there's some other parts that are working real good. This part, clap your hands. Yeah. Yeah. So this is our thing, man. We was at a symposium not too long ago, and the people told us don't make too much noise. Right? Make some noise. Yeah. This next gentleman, because this is something else that we believe. That recovery is real. If you believe that, clap your hands. Sometimes to get to it, you got to go through it. But recovery should run all the way through. Not kind of, all the way. This next gentleman, I had the privilege of meeting him quite some time ago. Gee, how time flies when you're having fun. Or working like, anyway, that's Christian language, stuck in my throat, right? Because I know they're recording this thing. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, I got a chance to meet this gentleman quite some time ago, through the Certified Addiction Recovery Empowerment Specialist program, and he was working at the CSB in Athens. Boy, I remember. Woo, woo, woo. That's right. And this is the thing. I remember meeting him then, and I said, you know what? Oh, yeah. I said, you know what? I can hear Valley breathing. Still ain't changed. Man, y'all make sure you pray, man, for Valley. Because every time I don't change that thing, man, his blood pressure's going through the roof, man. So, you know, when I met him, I remember saying one thing. I said, you know what, man? Not only is buddy from New York, but I said, you know, he's for real. I started watching him, man. He was kicking that recovery flavor. He was rolling with some people that make the recovery moves. And I wasn't hating on him, man. Because he had something that I wanted, man. He had respect. He had recovery. He was in the learning curve. Guess what? When you start to do it right, man, it ain't no straight line, it's a curve. A lot of things you encounter, man, you gotta go get some support. I say that to say this, that was then. Today, he's at the top of the world. His name is Tony Sanchez. He's the director of the Department of Mental Health Office of Recovery and Recreation. Yes. He ain't playing. And the man will say he's got a couple dimes over lunch money. And having less negative interactions with law enforcement. Woo! That's what he said. When I listened to what he said. Bam. Wow. Man.
Listen. Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I just want to thank God for the opportunity. Not just for me, this is for all of us. There were times when if I was in a room like this, I was usually getting a prison sentence. I'm dead serious. My name is Tony Sanchez. I am the director for the Office of Recovery Transformation at the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disability. Try and say that 3 times really, really fast. I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means to me is that it's been 15 years, 10 months, and about 3 days, man, since I had a drink or a drug. It's actually been the same amount of time since I've been arrested. You know what I'm saying? The last time I used was the last time I got arrested as well. You know, I'm a returning citizen. That's the language that we use because language is important. I'm a returned citizen in the state of Georgia. With that, and for those that don't know what that means, is that I'm a convicted felon in the state of New York, and I came to Georgia. You guys had cocaine. I'm a convicted felon here too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dead serious. That's what I did, and I did anything to get one more, right? And I didn't think that I would be doing the things that I'm doing now. Like, this is not just for me. I'm telling you that this is not this is not for so that I can get the pat on the back. This is so that we can show that all the evidence, that we get better, right? That we belong. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is about. Again, I have a position with the state of Georgia. I'm in a leadership position, and I'm a convicted felon. And they know about that. What I'm saying is that there's hope, that there is no excuse. You understand what I'm saying? That there's still some doors that we need to kick open, right? But then when we get invited to the table, how do we use different tactics, right? Because this is not just about us. This is about everybody who's coming behind us, right? So that they can have the opportunities to get well. We need to do this together. Does that make sense? Yes. So I'm not going to take a lot of your time, and I just wanted to say thank you. This is an honor and a privilege. I'm getting awards now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting awards. I have a grandson who has never seen me under the influence, and we have an amazing relationship. You know, I'm a member of my community. I'm a homeowner. You know what I mean? I pay taxes. I have health insurance. You know what I'm saying? I drove listen, real quick. I was just checking out of my hotel, and the valet parking people gave me the wrong car, and it was better than mine, and I gave it back. What? Recovery is real. If you're in recovery, make some noise.
We keep our attraction rather than promotion. Check this out, man. Look, Mom, top of the world. For me standing here, I feel the same way. And there's some people sitting here that knew me. The people, they sit right in the middle, man, with big Kool-Aid smiles on their face. I remember the day they said, man, we can't even bond you out. And for me to be up, and this is the big, look, man, don't clap your hands back. Clap your hands. This is what I'm talking about, man. This happens to me all the time. It happened last year. My phone started ringing in the middle of the thing. No, because my phone would be burning up. They'd be blowing up, man. But this is what I'm saying. People keep asking me, how many people you think are coming? Phil, do you think the people are going to show up? Man, let's just make sure we got some prizes, some food, and some recovery talk, and let God show up. Last year, man. And after a while, my face started wavering. I wonder, do we have enough food? If they don't, remember, Officer Rivera. Right? Anyway, so, without further ado, I want to wow, that's good. We right on time. The next award goes to Gateway, the Georgia Regional Hospital. Georgia Regional Hospital. I don't spend more time in Georgia Regional, Central State, Clark Center, blah, 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 blah. Chained up, locked up, right? That's Christian language, always gets stuck in my throat, right? Today, through a program that comes from Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, through the CARES program, we've had an opportunity to go into Georgia Regional, all the Georgia Regionals, and speak at their new employee orientation to start to educate people that when you see me then, you can't imagine who I am now. Clap your hands. Because I done had a whole lot of people beat me up. I'm going to tell you what, I can't even remember the names of all the people that beat me up. But I can remember some of the people that were really nice to me. I can remember the nurse that gave me an extra sandwich. I remember her. I remember the people that came from the church and cleaned me when my back was broke from fighting the police. I remember that. So, there you go. So, do the next right thing. And I believe that they weren't able to be here today, but we're going to make sure that they get this award because it's a thankless profession. When you work in the belly of the beast, everybody hates you and they don't even know why. Because some of them people ain't our enemy, man. They're just going to work. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you, man. So, our next award, I got you, Bell. Our next award is to Gateway Behavioral. And I did that real quiet.
Yeah!
They sure been good to me. That's right. This is a product of Gateway Behavioral and their commitment to recovery transformation. Because they cut me loose and they said, go ahead and do something. Now, when you tell me to go ahead and do something, you may say, oh, but anyway. Guess what? This is what we do. When they said, Bill, get some food. I said, as long as we don't have them plastic sandwiches, the chips and the cookies, I'm good. They said, well, get what you want. That's why we're going to have barbecue chicken, macaroni and cheese, and beef cobbler. You understand what I'm saying? Check this out. Because if it wasn't for them partnering with NAMI, partnering with the Department of Behavioral Health to create the Opening Doors to Recovery Project, I wouldn't be here. Because I got a record like a rattlesnake. You understand? Right, yeah. Y'all ain't never seen no rattlesnake before? Come on, man. Somebody said this thing is a rattlesnake frustration. Come on, quit playing, man. Right? This is what I'm saying, man. You can say what you want, man. The Lord works in mysterious ways, man. They brought me to the table, and just bringing me to your table and still having the table when you get through. Sure. And all the rest of your stuff. And I still got a job. I ain't never had a job this long in my life. Not to mention I ain't never had no job before. But anyway, it sounded good though, didn't it? Yes. Hey man, they gave me a chance. They went to the Department of Behavioral Health and said, we want him. I don't know, it must have been out of body experience that day. We want him and we won't accept anybody else. And they said, okay, we're going to give him a chance. And they gave me a chance. Now a lot of people that gave me chances before, I took that chance. They gave me a chance and I took it. And not only did it change my life, but anybody else's life has changed. Clap your hands.
Yeah.
So without further ado, since I see the big guys here, my CEO, he tried to bounce. Dr. Johnson, who's unfortunate.
That working? Yes. Yeah. Imagine getting to take the mic after or from Bill. So when Bill talked to me about food, I said, plastic sandwiches, we're not trying to preserve people. We're trying to improve their health and wellness. Get some barbecue.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure this morning to, at Bill's request, be able to speak directly to the Chatham County Commission on your behalf. And brought with me the Chatham County Proclamation for Mental Health Month, Mental Health Month for the month of May. If I may read it to you, it'll be all right?
You're in charge.
No, I'm not. You are. Everybody knows that. Chatham County, this is from the Chatham County Commissioners. And of course, as you all know, May is Mental Health Month, and this is the second year that they've had a proclamation and are putting a special focus in their budget and the projects. Proclamation. Whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas all Americans experience times of difficulty and stress in their lives, and whereas prevention is an effective way to reduce the burden of mental illnesses, and whereas there's a strong body of research that supports specific tools that all Americans can use to better handle challenges and protect their health and their well-being, and whereas mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation, and whereas with early and effective treatment, those individuals with mental illness can recover and lead full, productive lives, and whereas each business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen shares the burden of mental illnesses and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Now, therefore, I, Albert J. Scott, Chairman, on behalf of the Chatham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May 2017 as Mental Health Month. And I don't stop there, and call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental illnesses at all stages.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whoa! Now, this next lady, she's a lady too, man. This next lady, I liked her when I first met her, man, because she's lit. She's real. Guess what, man? You be talking to her, you wouldn't know that she's shaking, running something, man. She throws down a symposium like this, man, every year on St. Simon. Right. Come on, man. Come on, man. So guess what? I don't know who's in your circle of support, but I know who's in mine. Whoever's in your circle of support, you say, man, let me get $3,000, get some food, I'll see what happens. Anyway, I ain't mad at you either, man. This next lady, man, she is the director of the Georgia Association of Community Service Boards. See, I got it right? I always say Georgia CFB Association. Right, but anyway, since she's here, I got to make sure I get it right. Be grammatically correct. She's real. And she's a real good friend of mine. And she's a real good friend of yours. Without further ado, Robin Garrett. Yes.
Okay, wow. So I'm very honored, humbled to be here, and quite surprised. Can I say this now? Because I need to do something right quick. All right. So Bill said that I'm real, and I am. So I got to do something right quick.
Okay then.
What's up?
I got to take my heels off. So a little background about that, try to make you laugh. How long do I have? Because you know this was dangerous giving me this microphone, right?
Go for it.
So I'll tell you a little bit more about what I do in a minute, but I hope this will make you laugh and we'll get some funniness going here for just a second. So because of the work I do with state government on your behalf, on all of our behalf, I was in a meeting last week with one of the commissioners of the State Department in Atlanta. And one of my co-workers from South Georgia, which I'm also from South Georgia, woo, South Georgia, little one red light country town that I grew up in. One of my co-workers that's from that area looked at the commissioner and said, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm from South Georgia, and I'm just a big old redneck. And I sat there, and of course the commissioner laughed and thought it was great. And I sat there thinking, you know, I try to be prim and proper. I try to say the right things. I try to have all the etiquette, you know, that I'm supposed to when I'm working with the governor's office and with others in state government. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to steal that because I'm just a redneck too. I'm born and raised in a one red light town in South Georgia. And that is a huge part of my story to share with you this morning for just a few minutes. And Bill, if somebody needs to hold up a sign that says, shut up, stop, you know, get off the stage, let me know. And I don't tell the story quite often, so your support is greatly appreciated this morning.
Yo, give us support.
Thank you. So growing up in a one red light small town in South Georgia, everybody knows everybody. And I was the daughter, I am the daughter, privileged daughter of the doctor of this one red light little town. as a little girl, 11 years old, my father passed away. And he is the light behind what I do every day. He is the reason I'm here to advocate for recovery for everyone, no matter what health condition we have. It doesn't matter what is wrong with us. It doesn't matter the name of whatever's in the book that the doctor says we have. Everybody deserves advocacy. And that is what I try to do for all of us every day. So, of course, as a young child and being the daughter of the doctor of the town, I grew up in that little hospital, running behind him, wanting to be my daddy's little nurse one day, you know? I always was going to follow in his footsteps. So when I grew up being the caretaker of everyone, because that was my personality, that was my daddy's personality. So when I went to school and college, I thought, you know, I don't know what I want to do. I knew that I wanted to try to do something in the healthcare field, but I really had gotten lost along the way because I was so worried about taking care of everybody else and didn't know how to take care of myself, didn't know how to handle the grief that had stricken me and my family when I was such a young child. So what did I do? Like a lot of folks that went into the psychology field, I did the same thing. I went initially for very selfish reasons to try to figure out my own brain and what was wrong with me and what I needed to be doing and understanding to be able to live with that grief of losing my father at such a young age. So after that, and being a clinician for many years for children, that was my specialty a long, long, long time ago, I decided that I wanted to take that advocacy in a different direction. I wanted to do something in my mind that was more powerful, that could affect more people, and continue my path of recovering from what was such a devastating event as a child to continue to help me grow. And so for the past 11 years, I have been working with the community service boards and the state departments and the governor's office to be able to help make a difference for the services that we need to be able to live a life of recovery and to sustain the programs across the state so we don't lose that, and so that we gain parity for the medical services that are out there, just as much for the mental health, the addiction, and the intellectual developmental disability services that we need as well. So, thank you. So through that journey, of course, now y'all can tell that I kind of move around and go back and forth, but hey, I'm just me. I'm just keeping it real. So good luck to y'all to try to follow me across this stage as I try to just share a few things so you know who I am and that you understand why I do what I do. So of course, you know, we all like to share in here. So has anybody else lost a parent or a loved one at a young age? So you can share with me how sometimes you get lost and you start looking for love in all the wrong places, right? And you start down a path of destruction and you don't recognize it sometimes until wham, boom, bam, something happens that really kicks it into gear, right? Well, I could stand up here for hours and hours and hours, but I am proud to stand up here as a survivor of a whole lot of stuff. So, recovery is real. Can we make some noise?
Yes. Yes.
Can we make some noise?
Yes.
The hope of recovery is real behind everything that I do with the State Department partners and in working with Tony and working with Commissioner Fitzgerald and working with Commissioner Berry to be able to provide the access to quality services for anyone across the state of Georgia, no matter what. And so recovery it is not just here in this room. Recovery is not just through the police department and the efforts that they have done, that all of you and your voices help do, but you show up so I can show up in Atlanta at those state departments and with the governor's office, and I can help make a difference. That is me, and that is me keeping it real. So Bill, thank you.
You know, so many of us, bye Jose. That's Jose Lopez, DPHTV. So many of us, when we came through the door of recovery and we did want it, we turned it over, but we still didn't have a vision of how that could be real, how it could happen for us. A lot of us said, does that mean I'm gonna have to go to Burger King? And for some of us, they wouldn't give us a job at Burger King or any place else. A lot of us truly understand about the stigma around all our stuff.
Yeah.
They got stigma for people who got feet the size of mine.
Yeah.
Yep. They got stigma about people who don't wear a tie all the way up.
Yeah.
They sure enough got stigma around diagnoses.
Yeah.
That's plural, right? I was in the opening door to recovery training, and the first person, as a matter of fact, I was in mental health first aid training. The first person I met, a little lady named Denise Hardy, and I remember saying to myself, wow, yeah, Denise Hardy, yeah. And I remember, I said to myself, I was listening to the way she talked, and I was watching the way the shoes fit on her pants, and I said to myself, I wonder how she got in this. After she got through, I asked her, and she said, I'm a certified peer specialist. Then I was later in my training, I met a guy named Charles Willis. Man, y'all make some noise, please. I met a guy named Charles Willis. He was talking that same kind of talk. I didn't know about